Hello, guys. Corey's here with me. She probably won't stay the whole video because it's gonna be like
No.
no. This is first things first. First things first. This was supposed to come out a lot earlier in the year, but we moved places and all that kind of junk. So, but anyway, if you notice, yes, Mike is not on the channel anymore. He got caught up in life and he needed to do stuff there. So you're not gonna really see him on the channel anymore. So for now, his videos are up still. He hasn't requested anything about the videos or anything, so they're gonna stay as is for the term. But yeah, but it's still gonna be us two or any other future people that wanna participate in channel shenanigans. Um, but yeah, do you have anything you wanted to say or update on your projects or whatnot?
Uh. Oh, I don't know.
I know you mentioned Twitch a
Mhm.
little bit ago.
Yeah, I've been thinking about starting up a Twitch channel.
Because I know you've played Fall Guys. You've been playing Fall Guys a ton lately.
Yeah, no, I maxed out for the season.
How do you get maxed out?
I played it a lot.
Do you have a limit?
There's 100 tiers.
So you reached the 100th tier and now you just can't play anymore?
Well, I can still play. I just don't get any special rewards. I still get points for the crown reward things, but for kudos and show bucks stuff.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong, I have fucking bank in both of those. I'm okay.
So you're like an upper class citizen of Fall Guys then.
Sure.
But yeah, so it's gonna be so he's kind of doing stuff there. But yeah, that, and then also 500th vid celebration video. I kind of have an idea of what to do, but I'm not quite sure yet.
Any ideas?
A few. Some of them wrestling related, but because I want it to be a stream. But I don't really have any games I feel like I could stream outside of something like Fire Pro that would have any sort of relevance to be a celebration. Like for example, 5 subs, let's just play Mortal Kombat. It's just it's not exactly, I mean, it doesn't really tie into anything. But
we could try and figure out how to do.
I would love to figure out how to stream vlogs, because my laptop used to be able to, but then when I got OBS, now it does a thing where you have to hook up OBS to it to stream on there now, which is stupid. I mean, I'm sure it's solvable, but I just haven't made time to do it because I make time for things that are easy. I do. I don't like figuring out stuff often. Just sit up.
Well, yeah, you're just.
I do that a lot. But yeah. Of course, in this will also have. I'll go through all the shows and stuff because it's been a while. I also for some reason we got community chat access, which we've had for a bit. I haven't, and I'll probably do channel updates kind of more through that for short-term stuff, just because it just makes it easier than just doing a whole video on little things. What else? I mentioned it a lot, but there is a Patreon that we put. There's not really a lot there. I don't even really have much of a payment plan because it wouldn't make sense to have a payment plan for nothing. But it's just there just to kind of as a jumping off point, because I really want to use it more for merchandise.
It's our little beggar's cup.
I want to make little T-shirts and stuff with stuff from the channel. I think would be kind of cool. But I think it will be a bit before we get to that. I mean, we are close to certification. We do. Well, the only thing we don't have are the sub count, which is weird. Which is weird that we struggle with that. But YouTube's algorithm is fuckery, but it is what it is. But yeah,
What it is. Sorry.
that's fine. Do you have anything else particularly?
Just any recommendations you would like to see me play or do whole playthroughs of? Because Fen's kind of I'm gonna check this out and fiddle around for a little bit. I kind of dive deeper into
I'm not,
game itself.
I'm not, when it comes to regular video games, I'm not a diver, and the biggest reason why is because I'm just the pace of it takes a certain amount of energy that more times than not I do not have. But for Corey though, she does. If she does do that stuff, it'd probably be streams, and it'd probably be on Twitch.
Whenever I get that set up.
I don't think it'd be too hard.
It's not hard. I just forget.
Oh, but yeah. I'm trying to think. She'll probably run the channel Twitch aspect of that. But yeah, and like I said in other videos, the Discord as well is there. That would be a great place for stuff like requests and whatnot. I mean, the YouTube comment section's great, but the problem with YouTube is that more times than not they don't notify me when a video gets a comment. Like, they hardly do it at all. So a lot of times I miss them if I'm not like constantly paying attention all the time. So Discord is a good place. But I know not everyone's a Discord fan, so I kind of understand that. If you prefer the comment section, that's fine. Also, the community chat also has comments on it as well, and that one is a lot easier to track too. So comments there is helpful too. But like I said, it doesn't matter. But I'm just saying that it's easier to notice when it's on one of those two as opposed to the regular comment section. But it's not that big of a deal. What?
I'd like to get back into Hand of Fate.
Yeah, it's tough because PS4 only, because Xbox you can't stream on YouTube on Xbox, which is stupid.
I know.
You can only do Twitch. On PS4 you can do YouTube and Twitch. I've been hoarding it bad because I've been streaming a lot on that system. But that doesn't mean you can't use it. We just gotta coordinate planning. But yeah, I mean, yeah, because what happened was Xbox was doing Twitch and Mixer, but Mixer failed, and they got rid of it, but they didn't bother adding a second option.
They need to.
Yeah, they should do YouTube, because that makes the most sense. I like YouTube for streaming on YouTube over Twitch for my own little things, but Twitch is, I'm not dissing Twitch by any stretch. You really can't, because I mean, look at it. It's like the biggest thing ever now. Oh, you're gonna be a very critical fan of Twitch.
Well, no, just recently, quite a few creators have left Twitch to go to YouTube gaming.
Yeah, the only thing that I wish they do on Twitch, that I know that's not what they're trying to do, but it's the preference of mine, that the fact that videos disappear after a certain amount of time. Personally, I'm not a fan of that. I like that YouTube lets you keep them on like a regular video, because if you're doing like a playthrough of something, it kind of... But I know people like to like lift from Twitch and upload them to YouTube. I know that's a very doable thing. So there, but yeah. But other than that, I think I'm gonna go straight to like show updates. So unless you have any specific stuff of yours you want updates, it's just gonna be talking about TV shows.
Just that I'm gonna get back in the Hand of Fate. Fall Guys, obviously.
I know you were talking about Persona 5 or some Royal or whatever.
I gotta try and figure out how we're gonna do that, because we can't do streams.
You have to record it almost.
I know.
Which I imagine...
It's a lot.
Well, yeah. The only thing with recording sometimes is when you have a chat and it's live, it brings a certain energy that makes it a
certain level of engagement that I enjoy.
Yeah. And that's why I've been streaming a lot more. and recording a little bit less because streaming is something that I do kind of. The only thing with recording is you can edit the little blips out that happen. Streaming, you really have to be like locked down because you don't want to be streaming and all of a sudden the water bursts in the ceiling.
That's how you get highlights, man.
Highlights. I'd rather have a smooth stream. But that's me being a perfectionist. But yeah, so it's just gonna go straight to show stuff. So unless you got, all right, little adjustment. There we go. All right, so show stuff. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. Let me get my laptop here. Alright, so I'm just gonna go down this list. I'm gonna try to keep it quick because there's a lot of shit. The owner mode reviews, that should be winding down. I love doing it. I want to do more like sim driven modes because I feel like of like franchise modes or whatever because I feel like I get a better grasp of the mode itself through simming because it's such a massive mode sometimes that I feel like you don't always get a chance. And plus I love the controlling aspect of it, like picking players and simming through and getting through the seasons. There's kind of a good, like, you feel a good momentum, an achievement feel to it. I mean, I'll still do game by game reviews, but the problem with doing those is that it makes reviewing the whole mode almost impossible unless I do some sort of hybrid of some form, but I might do polls on that in the future. But yeah, the next one I'm gonna do after this is gonna be I'm gonna do some story mode review stuff in No Mercy. So that's something that, right? Fire Pro show. I've been doing this show a lot lately. It's just easy. The thing about this game, I know not everyone is a wrestling fan, and I get it. Wrestling is something that's very niche-y. But the reason why I've been doing a lot lately, one, is because I've grown to love wrestling. Two, it's a very community-friendly game because you can create anything. It's a sandbox game for the most part. It has a few little quirks in it that's kind of a little weird. But overall, it's a very open sandbox game, and it's very easy to get a community, because it's very easy to like get people involved in it. And that a lot of games I can stream on my PS4 have that in there. So it's just one of those things that it's just something that's a little bit easy to do. Now, granted, that doesn't mean it's going to be the only game I'm going to stream on PS4. There's other games I'm going to do it. It's just this one occupies a lot of my time because it's very passionate and competitive thing because there's people involved in that and whatnot. And if you're interested in wanting to play a part in the Fire Pro show like YWA, for sure, TWN's a bit more strict because it's such a massive thing per person to manage. But YW, if you want to get involved in YWA stuff, just let me know. And usually for YWA stuff, it'd be easier to get involved because we're recently shifting it into something that becomes more involved, like a point spending system and that kind of thing. Think of YWA and TWN, but definitely YWA is kind of like an EFED role-playing-esque. It's very loose. It's not really like held uptight. It's more for fun than actual legitimacy. But we are putting in a point system that your guy that's created in your image or whoever your representation in, there's a point system and you can do all sorts of stuff like stables, promos. A lot of that stuff you will need to join Discord for. I run it on my Discord. I also run it on the RSG Retro Sports Gamer Discord as well. And he has a YouTube channel as well. You can find him pretty easily. Just type in Retro Sports Gamer. I run it on both because I started on RSG with that, and then I started doing it on my own when I started getting my own Discord going. So that's there, and I do both that in TW and other stuff there as well. So if you're interested in joining, let me know, because it is something that we do like. For especially YWA, there's not really a member limit in YWA, so go ahead and join. and I'll share details as we go if that's what you want to do, of course. TWN, I just talked about this. TWN, it's kind of like YWA, but it's more on a promotional level. There's 6 of us in it, and that's kind of the limit, unfortunately, just because running these promotions, whatever, takes a lot. It involves a lot of pieces, and it's a very big thing. That's where a lot of the streams we've been doing is TWN, because it takes a lot of stuff to kind of keep it going. Um, so so if anyone has to leave or something like that and an opening pops up, then I'll share that. And if anyone's interested, they can. But that's just something to keep in mind with that. But all that stuff is going to keep going strong for the long term, for sure. Next, sports game reviews. I recently streamed Action Arcade Wrestling for a sports game, but I'm not restarting it. The show itself is kind of on, like, every little bit I'll do a little episode run. It is getting a little tougher to do more of these because I am kind of winding down on sports games, because any sports games that is a full-fledged series, I'm dedicating to an actual series review. So I'm not going to do any, like, reviews of individual games in there for this. It's just is usually reserved for, like, very short run series or blips within series or just the odd sports game. I kind of wind down on that, and of course some experimental videos in there as well, which I might do more of. But given everything that's been going on with stuff, you're probably going to see it, and also requests, which might take up quite a few episodes as well. Learning about this is interesting. Now, learning about, I switched to a weekly format for this for a couple reasons. One, I'm not getting video games like I used to. It's a little bit of a space thing for it, because as you can see, I do have a lot of games, and I still have some to get through, mostly sports, but there's a few regular video games. And 2, it's just a lot of the big ones that people are interested in, I can't really get because they're too expensive. And a lot of the games I have to review are download titles for my PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. And those, I kind of don't want to, like, just marathon them, because those games are just built a certain way that I'm not always in the mood for. And some of those games are budget titles, so they're not always they're games that you kind of have to be in the mood for to play. And I'd rather be in the mood to play something than force myself to play it. So you might see that in a weekly format. I still plan on trying to keep it year round. Just doing it 2 times a week is a little bit much for that kind of thing. And then my let's see, next is the vlog series of Briscoe. That is concluded. I loved reviewing that show. That was a good show. But the next vlog series, I don't have anything picked yet. It's going to be tough to keep doing, like, these, because doing it episode by episode for these shows, even for a regular run show, would be long lasting. So that might be something that I might do kind of in the future. And that reminds me too, at the end of the year, I'm gonna stop making vlogs a weekly mandatory thing for a couple reasons. One, the biggest reason why is because the stuff I've been wrapped on lately isn't vlog driven, and I rather do the vlogs when I rather do more what AVGN does with the Cinemassacre, where they mix video game stuff with vlog stuff or movie reviews or whatever, and they kind of just do them when they have the passion for it. I'd rather do that, because I feel like making it weekly, it was great at first when we started, but now a lot of my focus has shifted, and making vlogs, they can take up a little bit of time. And, working and being busy and stuff, I don't always have time to sit down and dedicate 10 to 20 minutes for a couple vlog vids. That odd amount of time doesn't always work. So that's just something to kind of keep an eye out. I mean, I'll still do vlogs. I'll probably do them little bunch of series. It's just, there's just going to be odd amount of weeks where there's probably not going to be any sort of that. So that's just something to keep in mind in the future. YWA. So this stuff, so that's what brings me another thing to do. I have started making playlists for like subsections of series. I don't think I did that for Fire Pro specifically. I don't know if I'm gonna do it for any of the other stuff. That's just something to keep in mind. YWA big pay per view coming this Wednesday, live stream. YWA Big Main, that's gonna kickstart the revision of how we run things with the point system and everything. So keep an eye out for that. And if you want to join, I already talked all about that earlier in this video. Next thing here, RSG casual streams. This is just a playlist I just made of from the Retro Sports Gamer channel of all like RSG Tom streams that are kind of like just like one in like the off odd like playthrough of a game without any sort of tie-ins to anything. So that's just that. Movie theaters. I see movies over the summer and I put off doing videos of them just because I've been too busy. But I do plan on doing them. I have 3 lined up, and I'm gonna do them. I'm gonna do them just weekly, just to give some space out. And it's only 3. It's not gonna be like an official run. It's just kind of filler. And then I'm gonna switch over to Fen Recommends to kind of finish off the year. I'm also gonna do maybe an album review episode at some point, just to kind of just because I want to do one. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. AKI wrestling game reviews. Oh, man, I my goal is to try to, because I'm still working on getting both installments of Jeff's Jam for the bit consoles. I have the first one, but I need to get the second one. And let me think. What else? And yeah, there's not much else to that. I love playing those games. Those are very fun wrestling games, but there's much to it. It's just a holding right there. Fen Recommends. That's the next one here. This one is significant here. So this series, I'm not gonna slow down. The end of this year will probably be the last like big run for this show, and the only reason why is because I want to shift to focusing on the vlog series more mainly, and the shows I want to cover aren't always going to be shows that, because they're going to be shows that take up a good chunk of time, months at a time, more than 3, because they're going to have longer, because I have to draw a line, because doing like a video weekly and doing 2 videos a week add a lot more than you might think, and I kind of don't want to always do that with the vlog series like I have been. I'd rather just make them a weekly thing, but it depends on episode count as well, but I would like to like have some flexibility there as well. So Fen Recommends my shift more to that. It just depends. But like I said before I forget, the vlog series, I am gonna keep that a yearly thing. There might be some times where I might do 2 a year if the series are very short enough, but I'm gonna keep it to that. And at some point, I may not do 1 in the year just because I just don't have anything to really look at. But you never know. Even Football League, the Dynasty Mode review. Coming back to this is possible. However, I did hear they're doing 1 final DLC release before they do the sequel. So I don't know how much I'm gonna go back to this in the future, just because I assume after 1 season's kind of a little bit on repeat, and unless there's like a bunch of people that want to see season 2. If there's a bunch of people that want to see season 2, let me know, and I'll do it happily. I won't lose sleep over it or anything like that. But usually with those kind of modes, they usually kind of start to cycle through, and at that point it becomes kind of repetition. That's why I kind of avoid doing season 2s in these modes that I do, just because there's not much else to do after the first season. It's just kind of on repeat. Let's see. But yeah, I can do more of that game. I do love that game, a while ago, a long while ago, I wanted to do some interesting stuff with it, but the internet I had back then wasn't as good. And at this point, the shift it has come to Fire Pro, which rightfully so because like I said, it's just a great community game to use for that kind of stuff. Next playlist. Madden 2004 training videos. There is more stuff I can do with this mode, more reviews and stuff, but I'm kind of been holding off on it because there hasn't been a lot of requests for them, even though I think people would like to see them. And two, I mean, I already do so much Madden 04 on the channel. I've done a two seasons of a franchise one. I've done the owner mode review, and then I just reviewed all the teams, like tier lists and all that stuff. I've done a lot of Madden 04, and I will still probably do more in the future. But I also want to like have other spotlights in other sports games because some of them do deserve it. Oh, the all right, next one here, the Road to WrestleMania mode review. I loved. Okay, but yeah, the I love doing that. I don't know like if I'll go back to it again though. It's hard to say because, like I said, there is repetition. It is fun repetition, but it is repetition. Um, that's kind of the trick with some of these modes is that they're great peaks, but once you go beyond them, there has to be like you have to feel like you're constantly like adding to it, you know. And that's something I discovered from doing YouTube is that it's a lot easier to get invested in things when there's a community there, and I think because it becomes bigger than just you. I think that's kind of the biggest thing there. Um, but but yeah, WrestleMania 2000. That's a great game. And I love and the Road to WrestleMania mode is a solid mode, so it's something I could go back to if there's people that want to see more of it. NBA Shootout reviews. Not much to say about that. That was concluded a while back. That was an interesting series review. I will say though that it's not quite done yet because there is that NBA follow up series that I do need to try to gather for, but I haven't even begun to because I have other stuff I've been working on in the long term. So that's just something to look out for. Um, and like I said, the Mike shows, unless he says something, I'm gonna leave up for people to watch whenever they feel like it. There's not much else like to say about the shows. They're just kind of just gonna be there. Um, but yeah, for now they're gonna be there. So if there's stuff he did that you want to see me do, let me know and I can see what I can do. And then we got some Corey stuff. Corey's Corner, the video game reviews. Like she said, she's gonna be doing more of that in the future. The Tony Hawk Pro Skater reviews. I did the PS1 installments. Why is there 5 in it though? Let me hold on a sec. There shouldn't be 5. There should only be 4, unless I accidentally. Oh yeah, there is 5 because I did the 1 and 2 PS4 remake. That makes sense. Yeah. I love those games. I want to do more with them. I want to like start like doing the whole series, but like I said, I have other stuff I've been working on. And the other thing too is it's not so much these games are like uber mega expensive. They're really not. It just takes time to like get them because the used video game store that I go to in town doesn't always have every game I'm looking for. And there's other stores where I live within like hour 2 hour range, but it takes time to get there and money and they don't always have it, then you have to order online. I prefer getting the games in store because if there's a problem, I can return it, and it's not a hassle on like returning stuff online. But but yeah, it's one of those things where I would like to review more of them and if like continue reviewing them in the future. But for now, it's just kind of something that will take some time. Some more Mike stuff. Now, also our collaboration videos. Those will always stay up. That's something I should make clear. They'll always stay up no matter what. Um, but yeah, but those shows are going to be, consider them kind of done, unfortunately. Like Sports BS is going to be one of those that is done. Now, a sports podcast show on the channel could be visited, but I would like to have like someone else do it with. Probably not Corey because she's not a sports person, but but who knows? We'll just have to see. All right, now the SmackDown 2 season mode review from Plays PS1. That was kind of fun. You see, that game's a good sandbox game. I could see myself doing more with that game. It's just a wrestling sandbox game specifically. It just depends on if anyone wants to see more of it. I don't know. I know that the SmackDown series it really reached more of a pinnacle with Here Comes the Pain, but those PS1 games they have a lot of openness that I do enjoy. Let's see. Now, Finn and Mike play sports games. Now, I wouldn't mind like some of the stuff I did with Mike. I wouldn't mind doing this with another person, but that I don't know if that I don't know. There's no guarantees with that because finding someone that's interested in doing sports game reviews with someone on a YouTube channel it's kind of an odd specific thing to find in my area. Um, but I loved reviewing sports games with someone. That was fun, but for now that series is probably going to be where it's at right now. Video Gaming League. This is interesting. We were gonna finish season 2 off before the beginning of this year, but shit happened and it didn't work. Was also changing the format to make it more kind of wrestling style, where it was a little bit more chaotic and open. But right now it's just me and Corey in it. I mean, at some point I would like for us to have that the second championship series, but I'm not putting a huge priority on it right now only because it's only the two of us. There's not really anyone else. I would like for this to become more of a bigger thing with more people, but the thing is that this will require people from around the area. Now, if the competition gets big enough for it, I would allow like long distance like matches to take place with people and they just submit pictures of results on Discord or something. But for now, with it being as small as it is, I would like to like have the matches documented like is, but we'll just have to see how things go with that. Game Breaker stuff, like I said, that has reached it's a complete thing. I would like to do a season mode of the game of one of the Game Breaker games. I think it'd be kind of fun to see that, but we'll have to see. March Madness reviews. I still have to go through the March Madness games. I still got to do the PS3 installments in that section. That can be tough because the last few, especially 10, is going to be uber expensive because it's the last one. So those are going to take time to do. Right now, you're probably going to see it as is, but trust me, with these series, like if not all the installments are reviewed, just assume that I do plan on finishing them. It just takes time. Next one. Yeah, well, channel updates, what we're doing now. I'm gonna say after this channel update, I'm probably gonna just stick with me doing the updates and not having anyone with me. Just out of convenience. And also, like I said earlier, I'm gonna also do a lot of whatchamacallit. The community chat. I'm gonna update through there as well because for small little things, it's very much easier to use. And also it's just a better way of maintaining communication with you guys. So just keep an eye out for that. I'll try to do channel update videos on somewhat of a routine basis, but like I said, it's just one of those things where I may just go the simple route with it. The hater series. I wanted to make this more of a thing, but my time gets consumed by things that I find appealing and easy at the time because life is chaotic, especially when you're moving and doing all sorts of stuff. The hater series, I do have a video planned. I just gotta shoot it. I would like to do more of this show. In all honesty, I wouldn't mind making it more of a full thing, but with so much other stuff I like doing on the channel, it just becomes one of those things where the easiest stuff gets prioritized just because of time. But I would like to do more of it. And it's cathartic too, because usually I do those episodes when I'm at my most, like, just frustrated. Oh, here we go. The Madden 04 franchise mode review with the Jaguars. The two seasons. If people want to see a season 3, if people want to, let me know. I can't guarantee when I'll do it because I do these franchise slash season mode reviews kind of as a cycle, and I try to put in games I haven't done yet in it, but at the same time it has to be games that I really want to do because because they take a minute to do, and I want to be passionate about it, and if I'm not feeling it, then it can be tough. Um, and with the Madden 04, so far I haven't gotten anyone that wanted a third season. I think a lot of it because the owner review has been tying people over by a lot. But if they do, I'll be more than happy to do it, but it's gonna be a while because, like I said, I'm gonna want to do other stuff within the cycle of it. I already did talk about vlog stuff. The Nightmare Room, that was. I wish I could get the complete show like in a viewable format because I would love to rewatch that show because it'd be so easy to. Corey's Corner Stay, that was a very good game for an indie game. Like, but Corey's Corner stuff, she said she wants to do more playthroughs. It's just finding the right groove all at the end of the day. Now, the 2K review stuff. Now this is interesting because W2K reviews. Now, going forward with this series, I don't think I'm gonna review the PS4, the PS4 Xbox One generation installments like the typical series format, and I reviewed 2K19, but and the reason why is because 2K20 has a thing where when you download that game and play it, it will lock you out of using 2K19, and you have to do this long backward shit to undo that. And because of that, because 2K19, I pretty much at this point have it set up the way I want it to with everything, and I don't want to lose all that for a shitty installment of 2K Wrestling. I just don't. So, as much as it pains me, I don't expect this to be a full-on thing. Now, granted, that doesn't mean I won't do more 2K wrestling games in the future. Like 2K22, I've been on the fence of getting it because for me, when it comes to getting new games, I always think about how am I gonna play this game and get enjoyment out of it for the long term? And some of it was because I do so much Fire Pro stuff. It really makes it tough to get other wrestling games because you can overkill stuff. But yeah, the 2K series, right now it's just the that gen installment, the PS3 installments in 2K19. And then from now on, if I get an odd game, I'll do it on the channel. But I'm not gonna unless I just decide to say fuck it and just like do it anyway, then I'm not gonna do it. And to be honest, I outside of 2K19 and the newer ones going forward, I don't really want to review the other ones anyway for various reasons. And yeah, it's a pickle. It sucks. I hate doing that, but they kind of screwed it over there. So it's one of those things. I might go back and just say fuck it and just do it anyway, just because. I mean, it's whatever. But like I said, it's just what it is with that. SmackDown series reviews. All right, that's completed. That was the first SmackDown game, and then SmackDown versus Raw 2011. Now, I included the SmackDown versus Raw series within that because it was the same company, more or less. With the 2K games, I separated because it was 2K doing them, for the most part. I know some people debate that with 2K14, but it was. So yeah, that was a great series. I love doing the season modes in these games a lot because they're delivered at such a good pace. And it makes it very approachable and interesting too because it's wrestling. Campy Cast. Now, this is going to be more like a Corey and me show until, like, a Corey and I show until other people join the channel. Um, I would like to do more of this, but it's not often like there's a topic Corey and I get into that we just want to talk about on the channel just because it doesn't always happen, but I would like to do more of this, but I would like to live stream it though. I want to kind of start to do more live streams overall out of convenience, and the way we do recordings anyway is kind of in the style of a live stream, just not live. And I would like to do more live streams. I just need to get the tech for it, which I've been saying for years. It's just it's hard to have that odd amount of money set aside to get streaming equipment, and plus the computers I had been really crappy until this moment right now. So that's just something that I have to build towards. Acclaim Wrestling Games. I do want to do more. Like, there's still games to review in this series. I actually kind of like their wrestling games a little bit. They're not the best, but there is something to them that I do kind of enjoy, more or less, especially once you get to the Legends of Wrestling. I will say, though, on a quick side note, in hindsight, if you're going to get the Legends of Wrestling games, get the Xbox versions. The PS2 versions are good, but they do have some slowdown and they do feel a little cheap. The Xbox versions feel much more polished. Like, they do benefit from that Xbox system. GameCube ones, they do run a little bit better, but they are missing some stuff in it because it is GameCube limitations. So Xbox might be the best one to get overall, but the PS2 ones, like I did, are fine. The College Hoops 2K series. Now there's a game. There's those games I would love to like go through a little mode with those. Let's see. I think I reviewed all like the installments for the PS2, PS3. If I do any more, it's gonna be Xbox and Xbox 360, which I don't think I'm gonna full on tackle, only because it'll be a lot very repetitious and it can be costly once you get to the 360 installments. So unless I get a shit ton of money, I'm probably gonna stick with what's there. The Slugfest challenge mode review. It was fun doing the challenge mode review. The season mode, I was between that and the season mode. I went with the challenge mode because one, it was new for me. I haven't done it before, and I did the season mode before. But also the season mode, it would take a lot of time because it is kind of locked in a certain amount of games, and I didn't feel like doing it then. Now, granted, in the future I could, but that just depends. The album reviews. Now, I want to do more of these. I really do. But they do take a little bit more time and a little bit more effort than a typical, vlog video. And it just... I know I've seen a lot of people actually like those reviews. And like I said, I do want to do more of them. It's just a matter of just having the time. But yeah, I do plan on doing at least one episode like before the end of the year. I thought about doing a run of them, but it just depends how things go. Oh, the NHL Hits 2003 franchise mode review. That's the only time I took a break during a franchise mode ever. Usually I do it all in one sitting, but this game, like, it threw a loop. Like, it was long. Like, if you were great at that game, you could probably do it in one like decent run, but it took a minute to do it, but I'm sure glad I did. It was a great game to do it in. I do enjoy that game a lot. And if I'm going to do that with another Hits game, it's going to probably be Hits Pro just because of it being Hits Pro. Doing it in O2, I don't know if O2 has anything like that. I think it's probably a little bit more scaled down. So it is doable, and they are different enough games where it would be interesting. It's just something that we'll just have to see on. The Midway football game reviews. That's interesting. I know there's the Blitz games, the Blitz the League games that I still have to look through. That's a work in progress. I did review one of the first one on Xbox. I did review that one a while back. I thought about doing a season mode of that, but I also kind of want to wait till I do the 360 installments. You know, that's kind of a big thing there. But yeah, I love those Blitz games. Blitz games are fun. There's not much else left to the series, unfortunately, except for alternate installments to the series, which is doable for review because there isn't a lot. But that's just something to look out for in the future too. The NHL EA's NHL series review. Now that I actually love doing that one because it was the first time I did a series from Genesis, from the 16-bit all the way to PS3. Like I literally did it from there to there, and it was great to do it like that because those games go super quick, and it was a breeze going through them. I love playing hockey games because they're so much fun to play. I want to do another hockey series review in the future. Well, I gotta do the 2K ones. I'm still working on those. I'm getting close, but yeah, great. But those regular NHL games, I wouldn't mind playing like a season mode of those in the future. But the problem is with hockey and baseball, especially with EA, they lock the season in a certain length, so it makes it tough to do a review of that without actually like going through with everything. But well, we'll see. Anything can happen. Let's see next. Oh, the Incredible Hulk vlog, the vlog series. Still love that show. There's not much else I could say. It's a yeah, like I said, it was a good solid show. The 2K2 franchise mode review with the New York Giants. I haven't had anyone request more of the Giants for that. I think I've had a couple people ask me more for 2K2, but not a lot. A lot more for excuse me. A lot more requests for 2K5, which I do want to get to at some point. That's an installment that's been sorely late. Midway hockey game reviews. I think I've done all that I can with the main ones. Now at this point, it'd just be the other like console versions, which is doable. But I've been holding off on it because I've been prioritizing games that I haven't done yet. Midway basketball games. There's still more to do in that category. There's still more midway basketball to cover. It's just I haven't got to it yet. It takes some time, but I do want to get there eventually with those games because they are fun games. NHL face-off reviews. Not really anything else, but I wouldn't. But that was an interesting series to review for N99 because it was a little uncharacteristic where I felt like they almost kind of slept on the series a little bit because it felt like they kind of prioritized other games at the time, but still a solid series. I do like those games. NHL 2K reviews. I did start it just the Dreamcast installments. But I do plan on getting to like the PS2 and the PS3 installments, and even the Wii ones for a specific reason, because they're the only ones that have the last one, which is 2K11. NHL 2K11. So I will be doing the Wii ones and that one specifically as well, but all that stuff is gonna take time, so don't hold your breath. But that is in the plan. NFL 2K reviews. That's the one that out of all the ones I wanted to go back and do like the other console versions, that's the one I want to do it the most in because the difference between the Xbox ones and the PS2 ones can be very striking. So I do want to do that in the future. It's just going to take a little bit. The ESPN NBA 2K5 Association Mode review. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is the only franchise mode that I don't plan on coming back to because I got to finale and there was a big glitch because I did things a certain way, and I had to sim the whole season to get back to that point, and it was a pain in the ass, and I don't plan on going back to that. And I know a lot of people love the 2K5 basketball game, but me personally, out of all the NBA 2K games they made, I think that one technically might be the worst one for that glitch alone. Now, it's still a good game, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad game by any stretch. Just compared to everything else they've done, the fact they have that glitch there just really, I'm going to lower this a little bit. The fact they have that glitch there just really kills it for me. Alright, Course Corner, Deadpool. That was an interesting one. That was the first one she did. I really liked watching that one with her. I was involved in a lot of that. That was great to see her do. The one shot videos. I don't know how much more of those I do outside of top ish videos. I know there's some of them I probably could do again for this recent thing, but not a lot. A room tour would be interesting, but my room's small, so there's not that much there. But it'd be cool to do again to kind of catch people up again. So that's something to look out for. The Fright Night reviews. Now those games are fun. I wouldn't mind doing more the reviewing the other side of those games on other consoles, but that, like I said, time and money and all that. But that was a good series. That was a solid one for sure. NBA 2K, I still gotta do the PS3 series. That is in the works. I'm very close with that one, but I'm not quite there yet. But I do love those NBA 2K games. I do for sure. Let's see, another vlog thing with the Flash. That was a good one. The Madden 2001 franchise mode review. That one was tough. That one was a challenge, but I did like doing that with the Ravens. That was fun. I haven't got anyone talking about that one, which I found very interesting for 01 that I didn't get anyone more for that, but I feel like with all the Madden I do on the channel, I think 04 kind of takes a lot of attention. Alright, let's see. NCAA football game reviews. Oh my god, I am so close. That one I've been hurting to do that one forever, but I just don't have everything yet for it. I do have the PS2 and I'm so close with the PS2 and PS3 installments. Actually I might just need one more. But I'm very close, but I just need to work at it. MLB 2K reviews, I'm very close on that one as well. Did the Dreamcast installments. First Dreamcast game was crap. The second one was better. But I do plan on that one. I also plan on wanting to do the Xbox installments because the Xbox side of it has a 2K2 version for that system that's not on PS2. So I do want to cover that side of it as well, but I'm probably going to start with PS2 just because that's what I got them for. The ESPN MLB 2K5 franchise mode review. That one I wouldn't mind going back to because the 2K games, they let you adjust the seasons in basketball and baseball and the rest of them, but basketball and baseball for sure, unlike the EA ones. So I wouldn't mind going back to this one. I know the 2K baseball games aren't exactly everyone's biggest fans. I grew up with this game, so I kind of got a little bit of slice of uniqueness there, but yeah, that's kind of something that I kind of want to look back at. I want to maybe go back in if there's enough people that want to see it. The 2K4 franchise mode review, that was fun. I love looking at Michael Vick and the other 2K lens. I will say for these 2K football games, when I did the first season, the default mode is incredibly easy. If I do a second season with them, I will increase the difficulty for sure. I'm not sure if I needed to do that with MLB 2K. I might do that with it, but I'll have to look back. A little bit just to be sure. And since Mike is no longer on the channel, I do plan on doing a new channel trailer. I don't know when I'll be. I want to do it soon because as soon as this channel update gets out, that channel trailer that we have right now is not gonna. It's gonna age badly. So I do wanna do a new one soon. But you'll just have to bear with me a little bit on it. Let's see what else. What are the game day reviews? I want to do a game day season mode review at some point. Like I feel like a game needs that, but for now I'll work on it. The MVP baseball games, I want to do the other installments as well in those. The problem I have with those games is the fact that the season mode, the franchise modes get locked in on 162. I feel like with those game modes, now I think about it, I feel like the only option to really review those modes is just a straight up sim. Which I know you guys want to see me like play the games and want to watch the gaming stuff, but I just don't feel like I could do those modes justice by doing it like that, by doing it a play-by-play thing with 100 and some games. I know there's a way do a more in-depth sim of each game, but even then that can take some time. So we'll just have to see. If there's enough of demand, I will do it, but I can't make guarantees it'll be in the format that you want to see it in. Midway baseball games. Um, man, which is pretty much Slugfest. I want to do the other ones there, but I'm not gonna prioritize that right away just because I got other stuff. So it's kind of where it's at right now, but it is possibility for expansion in the future. Here's another thing I also want to say. So there are more me and Mike when we did the Madden games. There are more Madden games to cover, like the Genesis one stuff. But I think in the future, I'm not gonna prioritize it, but I am gonna do a series mode review of Madden games, despite what me and Mike did, because we did those games. Even the most recent one we did PS1 was like 3 years ago, over 3 years ago. A lot of time has passed, so revisiting those installments wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. However, after I do the Genesis ones, whenever I do them, I'm probably gonna take my sweet ass time doing the other ones because, like I said, I got a lot of other stuff that needs covering, and I don't want to spend time regurgitating stuff. So unless I'm really, really feeling it, don't expect to re-go through them anytime in the future, in any quick point, but at some point. The NBA 90 Inside Season Mode review. I didn't mind that, but I was a little disappointed overall, but at the end, but it's not bad. I do want to review this NBA series though. I think it does have merits, especially in its PSP format to look at. But it'll just take a minute. The talk show. This is old. To be honest, I wouldn't mind doing the talk show at this point. Has pretty much just become Campy Cast, and to be honest, I might actually merge this with the Campy Cast because there's just really, I don't know. There's just really, because at this point, what I was doing with the talk show was pretty much what the Campy Cast is now. So I might just do that. But I don't know. We'll just have to see. But any sort of podcast stuff will probably just be Campy Cast. The talk show is just kind of a precursor to it. So that's just something to keep in mind. How to find good TV shows and movies to watch. I hate that title. I wish I could change it to something that makes more sense, but I don't have it. I haven't done anything that in forever. This was during a time where I was kind of in between recording officially, and I was using my phone to kind of keep things consistent. I wouldn't mind doing more of these, but my interest has shifted a lot since I did those in terms of like, because at that time I was still like really into like movies and TV shows. I still am. I still watch stuff, but my mind has kind of shifted its OCD focus onto other things, if that makes any sense. But I do want to do more of those, and if there is a demand, let me know. Because I want to start prioritizing what you guys want to see overall. Because when I started doing this channel, I was just kind of just doing what interested me and what I would want to see on a YouTube channel. But we're at a point where I feel like I have the ability to communicate with you guys more consistently and more in depth, to the point where I feel like I can kind of get an idea of what you guys want to see, so we can find like a good middle ground, what I'm passionate about playing, what you guys want to see, because I feel like that'd be very accomplishable compared to like 3 or 4 years ago. The Goosebumps vlog series, oh man, that takes me back. That was that was a really, really good one. I really liked that show. For a kid show, it was pretty solid. I really want to do Are You Afraid of the Dark? That's the one I really want to do so badly. That was going to be the first one originally until I discovered YouTube took all the free episodes off in America. So it is what it is with that. Class assignments. It's weird. I thought I got rid of this playlist. All those videos have been moved to another channel that's associated with it. The backstory. I don't know why they're still here. They should be gone, but those videos will be on there. And then what we got left is the PS2 and PS3 Madden game series I did with Mike. like I said with the PS1, when I talked about with the PS1, I wouldn't mind going back and reviewing those again with a fresher lens. But like I said, I'm not gonna prioritize it first, just because I have other stuff I want to cover. And yeah, this I thought it would take about an hour, but yeah, this was a long ass channel update. I think overall, I think the biggest thing going forward is I want to hear what you guys want to see, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be a clear copy and paste. There are gonna be moments where I might prioritize what I want to play over what people want to see to a small extent. Because I don't think it would be fair to you guys for me to like play something for you that I'm not feeling. Now, granted, any of the suggestions you guys want to do, I'll be feeling at some point. But because the way the channel is, I want to cover a little bit of everything as much as possible. And that can be tough because there's just going to be certain things that are going to be wanted more than other things. That's just the way it is, and that's fine. But I still want to do it nonetheless. So I'm going to be doing a lot of channel polls, and I'm going to want to see like what you guys would like to see, like in the long term. I know there's going to be guys that are going to want to prefer just to play Madden nonstop. Madden 04 specifically. And I get it. That's what you guys want to see. That's what you enjoy. I get it. Unfortunately, I'm just not the kind of guy that dedicates his whole life to like specific games. I know there's a lot of guys are, and that's fine. You like what you like. But for me, I like mixing it up. I like dabbling in a little bit of everything. And yeah, at moments, there's certain things strike me to the point where I get fully into it. So it does happen to me, but that doesn't mean I want to just get rid of everything else either. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. But yeah, I love doing I still love doing the channel. Of course, like human nature, interests evolve over time. So the channel has definitely evolved since its infancy for sure. But that's not but as long as you guys enjoy what's on there, that's the most important thing for me. But yeah, there's not much else I can say in this. I do appreciate you guys watching this. In the future, show updates, I think I'll keep moment by moment basis. I think some of the stuff, like there's just some key shows that are just gonna be on a constant talk about basis, as opposed to something like a series review, which once you kind of go through it, you kind of go through it. But yeah, live streams, I would like to do more. Over the overall updates, besides the show updates, the overall updates is I want to start doing more live streams in the future with other games outside of the PS4 realm. It just takes time to get the hang of things. It is doable, but it just takes a bit. I want to try to finish off the collections I've been doing with all these sports games. Try to get those going. And also I want to do more stuff that involves you guys. I want you guys to kind of get more of an interactive thing. I kind of want to hear what you guys think, some of your thoughts and opinions. And I get the recording format I've used for a good chunk of my videos. I know it's not everyone's biggest fan. I know I'm sorry, let me clarify. I know not everyone's the biggest fan of the way I record videos. And I get it. It is old school. It hasn't always been perfect. There was a period where I had to use a camera that in my opinion was not a good camera. I made it work. It was workable. It's still I still will go by that. But yeah, I could dedicate a whole video on why I record videos the way I do, and why I started doing it, and why I still do it now. I can do a whole video on that, and I probably will. But for the short answer is, that's the way I started doing it, and I kept doing it because throughout my whole time on YouTube, for 90% of the time, I've always been in circumstances where I just didn't have consistent tools to do it the other way. Really a combination of consistent tools, consistent knowledge, and consistent help. And at this point, I'm right at that point. But it's been many years, and I'm kind of stuck in my habits, and I like to move at a breakneck pace. I know a lot of guys like taking weeks and months dedicated on one specific video. I'm not like that. and that's why it's been so tough for me to do stuff like the hater, because that requires that. And that reminds me of another thing too. I wanted to build this channel around a show called Movie Man's Guide to Movies. And that is the only set of videos that do not have a playlist, because the playlist was strike down years ago, and that kind of made me give up. That's the only show I fully gave up on. And I'm kind of happy about that, because I feel like the hater is something I feel like would be a better thing to do it with. I just haven't really got in the rhythm of it, because the stuff I'm into right now is a little different. But like I said, it's just one of those things where, and this happens to all YouTube channels, is that the stuff you start doing in the beginning, there's a very good chance you're not going to be doing it in the future. Because people involve, people change, technology involves, technology changes. And people's abilities to do videos change as well. So I wouldn't get too worried about change when it comes to YouTube. You just got to maintain the passion. That's the biggest thing. If you love doing videos, then YouTube's going to be fine. But it's not something you can force, if that makes any sense. But yeah, there's not much else. There's not really much else. I guess if you guys have any more questions about what's going on, let me know and I'll answer the best I can. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, there's a Discord channel. You can join that if you feel like it. The community chat, I do recommend using that as well. And also the Patreon page. Raising money for the channel, that's kind of a goal there, but the biggest thing for me is merchandise. I really want to get merchandise going. It'd be easier to do with the more people we have following Patreon. Now, you don't have to pay to be a follower on Patreon. I did create a tiered payment plan. It's only like a few bucks. I don't really have anything there. It's the stepping stone. At some point there is one thing posted there. It's a Fire Pro Wrestling video on some fake John Madden promotional shenanigans. But I do plan on putting more there. It's probably gonna be mostly Fire Pro driven, but because that's the only thing I have right now that I feel like I can post on Patreon and it makes sense to me, at least. But yeah, there's gonna be stuff there, and I do want to start making merchandise for the channel, because I think we have stuff on the channel, specifically in the Fire Pro side of things, that I feel like would be cool little things to have, that I think would be kind of cool to kind of have up there for people to buy. But yeah, guys, but like I said, whatever floats your boat with those things. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.